All right, as far as injuries go, or not practicing today, Austin Blythe um, making progress. He'll get a little work in this week, but he's not practicing today. And then Tyron's still in the protocol, so and we'll just see how that goes. He is getting better though, which is a good thing. Anyways, listen, we look forward to playing. The challenge of playing the Browns. We know they're a heck of a football team, and so our guys start the preparation and get ready to play in a great venue here at Arrowhead. So we look forward to getting all our fans back in there and that place rocking. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
What's Frank Clark's status? Is he full go today?
Yeah, Frank will practice today. Yeah.
But with the upgrades that team have made in the offseason, where do you see the biggest challenge for this team, obviously, with Odell Beckham returning and
Yeah.
David Cummings?
Yeah. So they made some changes on the defense in the secondary linebacker, and they brought in Javion. So and then they've got Odell back, and so it's one of the better receiving corps in the league, and they've got a real good offensive line, and tight end's good, and so and their runners obviously are good. One of whom we know very well. So and they're well coached. I mean, Kevin, I mentioned this the other day, but Kevin does a nice job, and Joe Woods on the defensive side does a nice job. So they've got they're a very well coached football team.
Coach, regarding Tyron's status, I know it's kind of like a wait and see approach with him, but he doesn't practice this week. Is he the kind of player that can clear? Is he the kind of player that can play without practice?
Yeah, as long as everything's physically okay, and Rick and the docs stay on top of that. So I mean, we're in communication with him, obviously. So, if he can go, he'll go. If he can't, then he can't. Make sure he's safe to do it, though.
With Patrick as your starter, you've only lost 10 games, so it's not many experiences that you've had. And I'm not asking for the blueprint on how to beat the Chiefs or anything, but when you go back and look at losses, whether it's stat sheets and the metrics or the game film, are there commonalities that stand out to you about the things that get you?
Yeah, well, I'd probably tell you every one of them is a little different. But normally, none of us do very well when, it starts with me. So we normally handle that all together, but that's how it normally works. It's not one guy, it's not one thing. So we try to correct them, try to get better from them. So I can't point to one thing.
When you look at Nick Bolton's progress from the start of camp until now, was there a particular area that you're really happy with his improvement as opposed to just general improvement?
Who was the player?
Nick Bolton.
Yeah, so listen, Nick, I've said before, we thought he had good instincts. He's got good instincts, and he's a physical player, so and he's smart. You guys have dealt with him, so you know this, but he's a smart kid and very quiet, but he can process, and if he makes a mistake, he normally doesn't do it twice in a row. So I think he's made improvement just from the sheer fact of learning everything and getting it all down, and so we have a lot of confidence in him.
And as you alluded to with the first question, the Browns have built one of the better defensive fronts in the league. How much of a benefit, in a sense, not to say they're not going to be challenges every week, but how much of a benefit is a challenge of this caliber for your rookies, especially on the offensive line?
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch because their interior players are real good too, so and experienced, and so yeah, it'll be a great experience for our guys to have the opportunity to play against them, being as young as they are. So yeah.
Kevin Stefanski talked about sending waves of defensive players in just to be fresh. With your depth on the offensive line, how when you think about what he said, does that change anything schematically?
No, I think that's a pretty common thing from defensive fronts that we've seen. They'll do that. They've got a good group of guys. I mean, they're good, healthy, two deep with good players. So, and so I'm sure I'd be surprised if they didn't do that. Yeah.
You guys won a lot of close games last year. When you look back at that, obviously you won 14 games, but was there something at the start of the
Yeah, so we went through a little phase there where we didn't start fast, and but kind of picked it up as we went. And I tell you that, I mean, it's a crazy stat, but the number of games in this league that are determined by 7 points or less is ridiculous. I mean, it's there's so much parity. So I analyze those things and look at them, but to get better. But you prepare, you know, obviously with all the situational football that you prepare for, in case you're in that mode, just by, you know, the analytics of it. It's ridiculous right now.
Coach, you've been on both sides of the Super Bowl when you won and when you lost. Coming into this season, what will constitute success for this team? Because when you look at the talent, the expectations that the players have gotten, the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl win and the Super Bowl loss, is anything less than a hosting a Lombardi trophy at the end of the season a success, failure, disappointment?
Yeah, I don't think you go there right now. I mean, you work on what you can control, and that's right now it's the game plan and making sure we master that and master the opponent the best we can before game time. And then once you get in the game, then it's take care of each play, literally, and figure all that out. So, and so you really don't even let your mind go that other direction. You can't. I mean, you can't control that part. So you try to really focus in on the things you control and don't let those hurdles get in the way of your thought process. You know.
Well, and the only reason why I asked that because last year the theme was to run it back, so they had Super Bowl in mind, so I just didn't know if anything changed this year.
Yeah, once you're in it, though, I mean, that's good. I mean, we're all striving to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. I mean, that's everybody in the league. But going through the process is, right now, I mean, you're asking me today, it's important that you take care of what you can control, and that's mastering this game plan and mastering the guys you go against and studying them and then go play.
Last two will go Todd, then Sam.
A little bit more. Tyron, you said he's getting better, so is he having some symptoms?
No, well, his tests are getting better. You know, I probably don't know as much as you do on it, but I mean, I'm told that his tests are getting better.
He's enough to get 2 tests, so does he have to come out here and do those? I just, logistically, what is it?
Yeah, he comes out, but they
That's to stay
meet,
away.
yeah.
And then on Baker and that offense, you mentioned Kevin Stefanski before. I remember a couple of years ago when you guys played them, maybe 3 years ago, they fired their coach that week, and they had so much upheaval. You haven't seen much of them yet this year, but what do you think having the same coaching staff and all that, the second year in a row for the group that has the talent they have to do for them?
Yeah, so listen, I've known Kevin for a while. He's a Philadelphia kid and was playing, you know, at Penn there, and the whole deal. So, and went to the same high schools where my son, anyway, so I've watched him kind of grow up. Brad Childers hired him and so on. And the one thing he's always been is very thorough, and he's dedicated to the game, and he's a smart kid. So you can see that in his operation there, and he's done a very nice job with that.
Sandy, is there something you enjoy in particular about the opener, the fact that you have less on tape, the teams have seen less on you guys heading into the season?
Yeah, I mean, listen, for the first 3 games, that's the way it is. It's you know, once you get past that 3rd game, now you've got at least some data. So it's that way for everybody, and it's that way both sides of the ball. And not that there always isn't. They might, you know, they could do this, but you come into it new and fresh. It's you know, you expect there'll be something that you haven't seen, then you have to adjust to it. Yeah.
Quickly,
Following up on what Sam just asked, Andy, does the play sheet stay about the same as what it was in the opener last year? How much does it expand or maybe condense because you guys obviously got new offensive line?
Yeah, so I mean, you sit and you do all your off-season projects and evaluations and scheme evaluations, and so you know you keep certain things, you move things around a little bit, and I mean that's kind of what everybody does, I believe, and so you know, and then you cut it loose and see how it works, right? And so that's where you're at right now.
all right.